Right, well, in this recording, I'm going to show you how to actually cut holes using Booleans in Blender. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to cut holes in an object in Blender. So, in order to do this, what we need is, after we've made like our main basic shape, what we do from there is we create our cutting shape. So this is going to be used to cut a hole in the front of this barrel. This here is going to be used to cut a hole in the big body of the object, and these little ones here are going to use to cut into this object here. Now, why we do this is very, very simple. It's actually a lot of effort to use your cutting tool to cut holes in faces, or even when you extrude surfaces inwards. It's frequently inaccurate and not always giving you the perfect results. Whereas this, you can actually make a shape of a particular size, slot it in, and cut out the hole perfectly. So I'm going to start with this to begin with, and I'm going to make a hole in the barrel. In your properties, you're going to add a Boolean. And from here, you're going to use this little dropper to select the object you're going to cut with. This is now set up to be a cutter. You'll notice, however, that there is actually no noticeable difference to begin with until you press H on the object you were cutting with. And there we go, we've got that hole, and that perfectly smooth hole cut inside that. Now the same is going to happen over here. I'm going to select the main body, add a Boolean, drop it onto the object I'm cutting with. And then I'm going to hide that one too. And again, we've got it. We've got that cut. Now, watch what happens though, and this is the interesting thing, when I do it with this here. So you can add more than one Boolean into it. So I'm going to very quickly add multiple Booleans here. But you're going to see there's a slight problem that's going to occur while I'm doing this. Okay, so my aim here is to take this object and to slot it there. Watch what happens when I start pulling this away. See, the objects that I'm cutting with stay in their original place, but as I move the object, it's not taking it with me. So look, it's very interesting in the sense that you can actually change the shape of it very quickly, but the other issue is that those objects aren't following me. So unfortunately, in order to solve this problem, you effectively need to move the whole set of objects that you're cutting with all at once into the position you want them to. It's probably a good idea to join them into a single group of parent-child relationship. And then, of course, we can hide them all. And there we go. I've got that kind of cutting system. You'll notice that cutting objects that are not actually included in the modifiers will not interfere. So you'll saw that the square that I cut, the original hole on this body, doesn't interfere with this new object because that Boolean is only attached to this body. And there we go. One of the good things about doing it with this way, although it does seem strange if you're used to something like Booleans in Maya, is that if you make a mistake, the actual cut is not in the original object. That means you preserve its state. So if you make a mistake, you can just simply delete the Boolean rather than delete the rather than have to redo or potentially remake the object if you've made too many mistakes. There we go. That is cutting using Booleans in Blender.